Hey gamers, welcome to the Part-Time Gamers Club where we game part-time but support gaming all the time. For those of you tuning back in, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. And if it's your first time here, welcome to the crew. I'm Gio. Alongside me is Gerard and Mike. And on today's episode, we're going to be discussing GTA 6 now that we have officially have a release date. Let's get to it.
Okay, next year.
Still a whole year away.
GTA 6 just got a release date this past week. If you don't already know, this is the second week of May that we're recording this, or third week, technically speaking. And we finally got a release date in 2026, next year. Also, I believe May still. They just said, hey, 1 year from now, right? Uh, but we got a release date for what is, I would say, one of the most anticipated games in like recent history. Because like once we got Elden Ring, the next game was like, okay, when are we getting a Final Fantasy VII remake, and when are we getting the next GTA? But with that new release date, they've also dropped the second trailer, and a lot of people have different thoughts on that. What are your guys' thoughts on the second trailer? And I want to specify specifically the second trailer because trailer one, it was different from trailer two.
um, so trailer 2, like we talked a little bit off camera, I was saying I felt like trailer 2 is more like the gritty GTA feel that we're used to, where it's more like gangster and more like hood. I felt like the first trailer was more Miami esque feel, more touristy feel, more like oh enjoy the views kind of deal. So it was interesting. The second trailer gave me the feel of a real GTA game. So it's interesting. I know a lot of fans of Rockstar and stuff and the GTA games are just dying to play it. Me, I'm a longtime player as well. Not a hardcore fan by any means, but I'm looking forward to it. I'll get it. GTA 6 when it comes out for sure.
You'll get it.
Mhm.
And I don't know the last Grand Theft Auto I played, but watching the trailer, I did like the trailer, the second trailer than the first. It kind of got more deeper into it and provided a lot of like. I think I like the what I like the most about the trailer is just the visual, the details of it. You know, the the characters looking, the complexity of the the artwork. But I don't know if I'll be honest. I don't know if I get it. The last Grand Theft Auto I played was probably two.
I
Yeah.
I think I'm probably the most versed in GTA out of the three of us because I
Yeah,
played
Yeah.
them.
I last one I played was San Andreas, I think.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yes, that is the last one I played. And I don't
Oh,
know what
really?
number that is. Yeah.
So you never played four then either?
No.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, yeah. Then I played them all.
It's
So
it's been a minute, and I guess I just don't like. For me, it's like it's the details of the trailer, but like I don't know what else can you really do with Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. You do. I don't know. I don't know.
It's not about what else can you do. It's about how better can you make it look, because that's what GTA is kind of coming down to. And GTA 6, from what we've seen in the trailer so far and the pictures we've seen and on the website, it looks gorgeous. It looks
yes,
amazing.
it's
This is
probably the best
definitely
I
looking
will
one.
agree with that.
a
Best looking one
step.
I've seen.
And it's funny to say because it's like $1 billion game. I was like, all right, finally we see a game that looks like they spent the money. Okay, this is like you tell me you're spending multi-million like dollars onto this, and I get Dragon Age Veilguard. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, hundreds of millions of dollars for that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like you
because
tell. Go ahead,
Huh?
Mike.
What
no,
you
because
saying?
I was like the details and like the detail of the trailer. And I've been watching. I was watching another videos like where somebody was just pointing out the fine details, like the chicks walking in the sand. You see them kicking sand. The actual
Yeah.
like visual, like so. If it's just based on that, on the the visuals, then yeah, I mean, I think they nailed it. Looking at the trailer again like multiple times to see, and I
But
think it's pretty good.
the
But I
thing
don't know if I'm gonna
is,
get it.
my concern is that
Hmm.
these are all cutscenes. So
They said some of it is actually in game, uh, and it's off running off a PS5. So that's the crazy thing because that's not even off a PC.
that's true. But I was gonna say, even if it's in game, like, because like in game engines have ways to cheat during cutscenes
Okay.
because they could turn on particle effects, add them to the highest degree or anything like that. But like majority of cutscenes are pre-baked rendered, so like
Mm.
you can cut to a cutscene, right? And the cutscene would play just like a scripted version of the game, but it probably in high def. Like I need to see actual gameplay to see if that stands up to it. Just the in-game engine being able to play it is one thing. Me actually being able like to play the game and interact with it while it's still doing that is another.
Yeah. Yeah. I just that's definitely going to be interesting to see when we actually get like gameplay trailers and stuff like that. But I don't think we'll see that probably till it's closer to the end of the year and closer to release date. But what do you guys think? How could I say? What would you be your expectations for this game? Do you think it's going to be able to match the hype or live up to the hype? Because this is a game it's been 13 years literally since they've added a new entry to the GTA series, which is insane to think that GTA 5 came out 13 years ago, but that is the case. So do you think GTA, like Rockstar, I know I've said it in previous episodes, but there's one company I have faith in is Rockstar. But do you think the expectations will be too high because it's been so long? And because, like you said, the budgeting on top of it?
I think
Honestly, oh no, go ahead, Mike.
I think the expectation is probably gonna be set high.
Yeah,
Now, if it's gonna match, I mean, I think we'll get more details and maybe have a feel when gameplay
closer.
is
Yeah.
closer to kind of get a good feeling on it.
Hmm.
But yeah, the expectation is probably high just because, like you said, it hasn't been the last one been released 13 you said
13
years
years.
ago.
Yeah, that's 13
So
years.
the
Because they
expectation is
extended the
high.
life with online. They extended the life with online.
Yeah.
They made that whole online thing and the modders and all the streamers. They really what kept GTA 5 running for so long.
And I think it's just I that's what I fear also
Hmm.
that the expectation is so high
That's
that
what.
like they're just gonna nitpick anything and then it just doesn't meet you know
Or
your
do you think
views.
it's gonna go the other way where they're just excited that they finally got one?
No,
Yeah.
I cuz like and this is a thing cuz we've seen Rockstar make changes for the
Mhm.
better in their games. And I do think GTA 6 is a game that they've been working on not only for a long time and they put money into it, but they also see or watched people nitpick GTA 5 and see what all the modders did, see what all like the community has
Yep.
brought out. Because GTA 5, if no one like really has played it since, I watch content on that. Even though I don't play it, I watch content
Yeah.
on that because there's not only so much to do in multiplayer, but there's so many ways you can play multiplayer.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure they've learned a lot of lessons. Hopefully, they've learned a lot of lessons and has brought that over to GTA 6. And what they really were working on was a dynamic, I don't want to say dynamic story, but like a good storyline with good writing and that engine that's like showing off a lot of like fidelity and with ray tracing. So I think of in my mind what they've probably done and what I think they will meet expectations on is they focused on the one thing that they can truly do, and that's upgrade to the modern, if not next generation of engines, of like fidelity, and more importantly, of gameplay. Now, I think that they will meet those expectations because the last time I remember a studio putting a lot of time into a game that had a lot of hype and still nailed it, Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a good example of a game that we knew was going to come out eventually from Software. The game was like, I think announced like 6 years before it actually came out, and even maybe even more. And we like everyone's like, is it gonna meet the expectations? They've been bragging about it for so long, and now like it's been so long since we've heard any updates. And now that it's coming out, everyone might have like the hype might have down, or the hype might be too high, and it's still like went above and beyond what we expected. So I think if Rockstar does this right, I do think they'll meet expectations or will be blown away, because this is what happened with Red Dead Redemption 2. They have done it with GTA 5 as well. Like, they have a good track record enough that we should have faith. It's not Ubisoft. It's not Activision.
No, I don't. How can I say? I don't want you to think that I'm questioning Rockstar's ability. I'm just wondering, do you think the fans, especially the most loyal fans of GTA, are gonna have such high expectations, knowing the budget spent on it, knowing how long it's taken? I'm
They
just saying.
don't care. They don't care how much money gets put in. They only care if the game is good and if it looks good and if the promises that were made, if the promises that were made are kept. That's what gamers of all generations and all fans will like. If I am a fan of the game, just make sure it's better. That's all I ask. Like, if it's the same, I'm going to be disappointed. But we can tell from the trailers and from like all the internet, it's definitely looks better. So this is going to be expectations are a little higher because of that. But we need to make sure. And we brought up that it's like playing on a PS5 and things like that. I want to know what this is going to look like on a PC. Also, I also want to know if this is going to have the same kind of conditions. Like, I don't know if you know about Indiana Jones. There's a requirement to have ray tracing on. And I don't know if that's going to be the same way for GTA 6. Because if that is, that's going to limit the amount of people that can play it on PC. Because there's only a certain generation of graphics cards that are capable of doing ray tracing.
Okay. Well, all right. So here's another question I got for you guys on this. With Rockstar, do you feel that this game is potentially another pivotal game and a turning moment in gaming history? Do you think this, with the budget, the expectations, the hype, if it does, let's say it exceeds expectations, right? Let's say it does like almost like a Claire Obscure right now, what we have this year, where everybody's beyond like impressed. And do you think that GTA 6 can possibly do something new in gaming that they're keeping on the low? You know, that we probably won't know till closer or till when people start playing it and streaming it. Do you feel like there's something? Because you think $1 billion budget, you think they gotta have to. It can't just do a regular GTA. There's got to be something they're gonna implement or create something new that's gonna revolutionize gaming going forward. I'm just wondering, do you guys think this could be one of those games?
I don't know about revolutionizing gaming because I don't think revolutionizing gaming would imply that other people follow suit and do the exact same thing as Rockstar.
A lot of people have taken.
When you put $1 billion in a game, there's not a lot of companies that can do that.
No, okay, no, but I'm saying certain gaming mechanics that they may introduce or certain.
I think no, but hear me out. I think the $1 billion is because they've implemented something that only they can do with money. And my thoughts are, like I've heard this out there, and it's probably like even more of a rumor, if anything, that they'll have an integrated social media into the game. So like its own social media platform in game. Now, again, rumor, not confirmed. This is just a theory. But with $1 billion, you can definitely do that. $1 billion, you can put a fake Facebook or a fake Instagram or a fake TikTok
fake
into
Tinder?
the game. Fake.
Tinder, yep.
Honestly, with $1 billion, yes. With that amount of money, you can definitely put a social media, like multiple social medias, into a game. And if influencers, because like you've said it before, like influencers really drove GTA 5 like through the long haul. And if you have that kind of thing, that definitely makes GTA 6 its own world. And you can theoretically just live your life in that world at that point. Because if you have the same fix as you get from social media in the real world in GTA 6, if they're like well implemented, you will still be able to talk to your friends. You could be able to meet other people. You can have a different community in GTA 6. And for $1 billion, I don't think anyone else can do that besides Rockstar.
Do you think it's gonna okay? What do you think it's gonna almost have like MMO style servers where you got like serious role players
Yes,
and like people
100%.
that just want to focus on
100%.
storylines and multiplayer?
There are already people that do that in GTA 5.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
roleplay
that's
all
what
the
I'm saying.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious because I'm not like I think when it does come out, I think one of the biggest things that will help it make its money back is going to be social media because you think about the TikToks. I think you mentioned it earlier. We see the videos online, and they're hilarious to me, and I find the modders hilarious half the time. So I'm kind of intrigued to see what GTA 6 does, and if they implement that you said that social media aspect, how they go about implementing that, or do they make it that you can connect your account to like say your TikTok, so you can like post your clip like from the game directly to your TikTok or IG or something like that?
I
You
wouldn't
know
be
what I mean?
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they already did that. Like,
Mhm.
and that's why I was like revolutionizing the industry, definitely. But I don't know if it's something to be able to copy, and that's the concern that I have is like, is there anything that they put in there that would be able to be copied? Because like with Expedition 33, sure there are things that you can copy. You can copy the turn based, you can copy QTEs, you can copy like the aesthetics, things like that, or the story writing, which that one would probably flop or hard. But there is only so much you can copy from a company who's put a lot of time and a lot of money into a game. Because as you said, this game has been in the making for 13 years. Whatever mechanics they put in there, they have been working on from probably multiple years to get them right.
Well, I said the last one came out 13 years. I don't know if they've been working on 6 for 13 years, but definitely, I think they've definitely been working at least.
They've
8
been
years.
designing they're designing the game since like, because like I doubt like GTA 5 came out and they weren't already thinking about GTA 6.
I'm gonna see if it shows me. If this shows me, but here's another question I got.
They probably
for you
won't.
guys.
I don't think it will.
Regarding GTA 6, how do you guys feel with the two protagonists and the Bonnie and Clyde theme and aspect that they're going for with this? I like it personally. I think it brings a new dynamic to it. But I think it's cool. I just think it's cool. So modern day Bonnie and Clyde, I'm sure it's gonna have maybe like an ending like a Romeo and Juliet where shit just goes bad and they end up dying kind of deal. Bonnie and Clyde also the same deal. But what do you guys think about that? Do you think that's kind of like lame, or do you think, yeah, I like that? It's cool. It brings something new to GTA.
Mike, you go.
It's like, uh,
I think Jordan has a lot to say. That's why he's letting you go first.
probably. I, for me, it just is. It's not like it's original per se, but like I
No,
do
no, no.
like it. The storyline just seems like the same old storyline that I don't know. I think the characters and just the storyline, I think it looks decent, looks good. It looks like there's a lot into it. I just don't really have like a. It's not like I have a negative view on it, nor do I
Mhm.
really have a positive view on it. If that makes sense. Just it
You're
is
just
what it
cool
is.
with it. You're
Yeah,
good
I'm
with it.
just
You're
cool.
like,
Yeah,
this shit
just all
is
right
cool.
with it.
Yeah.
I do like Bonnie and Clyde as a story arc and as a plot device, because romance in games is always frowned upon, especially in like mature games, unless it's like not romance but like sexual stuff, like oh
Or
yeah,
tragic.
or tragedy, things like that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but having a game like GTA have the ability, or like have two main characters, one being male and female, is kind of, and this is funny to bring up, is similar, and I say similar, not exactly, but similar to the Ubisoft having Yasuke and having the female character. I keep
Why'd
forgetting
you
her
have
name.
to bring that up? I didn't
Be-
want to do that.
but no, but I'm here. That's what I'm saying. Like that feels forced. This feels
Yeah.
natural. This feels like this was already the plan. This was into it. They integrated everything into it. These two characters are both in the story, and they both have their own dynamic. And my thoughts are the way they probably do this is very similar to like other games that've done this in the past, where you have two main characters and you get to choose one or the other, and you do their story. Very similar to GTA 5, but GTA 5 you go through each person's story. And I don't know if they'll do the exact same thing for 6, or if you can pick one of the two stories and play that through that entire story as that person.
Or certain missions are
one or the other. Yeah, it's
yeah,
one.
that's
It's
what
either or. It's either or.
Yeah.
It's either that or that you could pick one person and see the story through their perspective.
Yeah,
But
what about if they did like you can do the mission with him, and then if you want to go back and do it as her to see her perspective? I
Yes.
think that'd be pretty cool.
that's cool as well. I like that. But as I was saying, like having that kind of thing puts into like, hey, if I want to play a female character, there's a female character in the main story, or if I want to play as a male character, there's a main character in the story. Gives a good choice. I do think people saw that because you mentioned this before recording, and I do think this is probably a problem that a lot of people would have, especially with the culture that we have right now. So like, hey, this is DEI. They're adding a female main character. It's like this is like bullshit and things like that. GTA has always been a male main character, and I'm going like, this is not like there's still a male main character, all right? And this male character, for like from what we've seen in the trailers and everything like that, is in a relationship with the female main character. Like, I don't understand, what more do you want? Why do you call this DEI? Like, are you not in a relationship? Are you forever single? Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Well, I don't know how anybody could accuse Rockstar of not being DI. I can't think of a Rockstar game that did not include people of all ethnicities, and there's a character for everybody in every GTA almost, literally.
Yeah, legitimately there is, and this may be stirring up or kicking the hornet's nest. There's literally an entire game full of poverty and just the black neighborhood, San Andreas. Like, you see the entire.
I like.
It's crazy to me that they're like, this is DEA, this is woke, and I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Literally, Rockstar made an entire game about diversity and just like the main point of view, and people are just constantly just throwing the shade out, and it makes no sense to me.
And San Andreas is one of the most revered ones, believe it or not.
I can believe it. I don't know why you're telling me believe it or not. It's definitely like, it's probably Vice City, GTA.
That's my favorite.
And 5. A lot of people would say 4, but I think 5 is probably one of the top.
5, I think, eclipsed the others because of online. I don't think originally that was considered like the best like storyline one or overall, but
I don't know. A lot of people thought it was good.
I know. It was still a great game. I'm not saying it.
I was talking about the story.
Amongst the others, I think it was probably maybe up there top 3, but I don't think it's number 1 like it technically became because of the online play and then all the other things they added into it. Here's another question, because I know Mike wasn't in that episode with us. Do you think with this $1 billion game, right? Do you think we're going to see, or do you think they're going to change it now because of everything that's happened with the EU? If they were going to have any kind of loot system or like, purchasing system, cosmetic system?
I don't think so. I don't think, because my idea is Rockstar in the previous or even now has not said anything about loot boxes or about in-game currencies. There could be microtransactions in there, but if there are microtransactions, it's probably for cosmetics. But
okay.
The change that they would probably need to make, and this is just speculation,
to avoid the EU, because I don't think Mike knows what's going on.
It's probably minimum. It's probably minimal. It's probably just like, all right, instead of having like any like in-game currency to buy the things, we just change it to actual money, and that we create a window that you can purchase through, and if you want a refund, you can refund it. That's probably the only thing they would need to do, and this is honestly better in their case because they haven't released the game. They don't have to fix or patch the game after it came out. So they gave it a year. This is actually something I just thought of right now. We've gotten a release date this month after regulations, but the theory was it would come out this year at the end of this year. So maybe they did actually have the thought of releasing at the end of this year, and the EU regulation was like, hey, we need to change this. So they delayed it to next year.
Well, in case Mike doesn't know, basically they're trying to get away from companies' dark patterns and like the gotcha games and stuff like that. The EU's basically
It's more than just gotcha games. It's like like the way the gaming industry handles money transactions right now. So EU is like, EU is like, hey, these dark patterns, these microtransactions, these like are dumb as hell. Like because funny enough, the game that set them off was a child game about horses, but it has every dark pattern in the book. So they were like, all right, this is a game targeted towards children, and obviously these dark patterns are very, very manipulative, especially towards children. So they were like, nah, we're just going to ban it all the way. So they were like, all right, you can't have in-game currency that is different. Like, you can't buy packs that are not equal to the number of your item. You should be able to only buy what you need. You should not have any limited events, items that it could only be bought at a certain time. You also can't have, you also need to be able to be refunded for whatever you purchase. Both the currency and the item, you should be able to refund both of those things. So that's like 70-80% of video games nowadays. So
well, that even affects it even affects the game we were just playing. We were watching Mike play League.
It affects League of Legends too. So
I don't buy anything from League of Legends anymore.
No. But what I was saying is, basically, like, there's going to be a huge change because of the EU in all of games that we see. And Gerard was explaining to me when we were doing that episode, because I was like, oh, that just means the EU district is not going to have that. We're still going to have it. He's like, no, they're not going to want to make. Basically, you have to make like a second different game just for Europe. That's too much money. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, because you would need to have, because they already do that for China, by the way. China has its own version or his own client. You would have to make another EU client specifically just for Europe. That means that Europe servers could no longer, like, I guess they can't already play, but Europe servers are going to have to be treated differently than American servers, and they're already being treated differently than Chinese servers. So technically, you already have like 3 different games at that point. Made 3 different games, you might as well just adapt the client already to just be EU standards and just have it in NA and
Well, I think that's interesting. I didn't think about that until you said it now. I'm like, maybe that is one of the reasons they delayed it. I know that wouldn't make GTA fans happy, but at the same time, that probably makes people that are happier, games that were planning to come out against them on the 3rd and 4th quarter, probably feel better about their chances of making a good profit this year. And I feel like anybody that was scheduled next year to come out around May and June probably is going to change their date too. Because I don't see anybody competing with Rockstar at all. GTA 6 is going to be dominating all summer next year.
Honestly, I agree with you. I think a lot of games that have not released their release date were only holding it until GTA 6 released, because they felt like it's around the corner. It's around the corner. There's no way we have to dodge that. Like, especially AA and lower, like, they are probably trying to dodge that. Maybe not indies, but like they're definitely trying to dodge that. The AAA games, unless you're like, I don't know, the next
I don't know who's competing with them, bro. Not even Call of Duty, bro. Not even Call of Duty. You're not competing with them.
I don't think Call of Duty would have released in any early year anyway.
No. But what I'm saying, if they were releasing at the end of the year, I don't even think Call of Duty wanted to go up against them.
No.
And that says something. That says something. If Rockstar is that intimidating.
I don't want to say it's Rockstar that's intimidating. I think just GTA, because I think people would. Yeah, I would think people would fight with Red Dead Redemption, maybe. Like if Red Dead Redemption 3 came out or whatever. But it's GTA. Like GTA 5 put up records. You don't think GTA 6 is gonna do the exact same thing? Like honestly,
It'd be stupid.
Yeah.
if the price is $80, okay, and that's more. That's like already upsetting to me as I say it. But if it is $80, I do think it'll hit those records again.
Well, since you brought it up, the pricing, right? What about? All right, I think it's going to be at least $80, right? I don't. I think the $100 is a rumor because of the estimated budget, which I heard some people kind of exaggerate the budget a little more, saying maybe it's closer to 2 billion. I think that's really I don't think. I don't think they need to spend that much, but that's just me. Um, do you think? What about or would be surprised if Rockstar actually released the game at normal pricing, which I think right now nowadays is what like $70 is usually the
Yeah,
average. Right?
70.
So if they did it, and if there's any game I think would still make the money at that, make the money back even at doing it at regular price at $70, is Rockstar because I feel like they're going to sell that much. I just the community, like every post I see on social media, there's always a comment that goes, "We got this before GTA 6." Like it's talked about everywhere. It's insane how much GTA 6 is talked about. So, what do you think? You know, I know I mentioned it to you before, revolutionize. What about if they actually did that, where they just kept it at $70 and put the whole gaming world on blast, basically like, listen, you don't have to pay $80, $90. We can still give you $1 billion budget game for the same price that you're paying right now, and we still profit. Do you think that would really mess up the plans of all these gaming companies trying to hack up the prices?
That shit ain't gonna be $70.
You know, I know, I'm saying, but if Rockstar
Because
went
they have an argument to make it
Yeah.
the price
they
point.
do,
Yeah.
but if they don't, that messes it up for everybody else in the
But every
industry.
company is always looking at the bottom line.
Yeah.
The max,
I,
where you can get the maximum profit. It doesn't matter if they're gonna not.
Oh, he wasn't in the episode with us yesterday though. Claire Obscure has already out profited
Assassin's
Assassin's
Creed
Creed Shadows,
Shadows.
selling half the price.
But here's the thing, Gio, and this is more on Rockstar than anything else.
Yeah.
We have seen the trend between all the three, like all the big ones. So Activision, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, all of them are raising their prices on their games. And it looks to be not because they need the money, more so it's because they did it. If everyone does it, then no one can say they can't go anywhere else because we're the only people putting out games. So it's like kind of becoming and this is the worst way to put it, an industry agreement to raise their prices so that everyone would benefit rather than just only one company benefiting or one company getting the backlash. With that being said, I did pull out a calculator. If Rockstar wanted, we're doing an estimated budget of $1 billion. If they wanted to sell the game at $70, they would need to sell roughly around 14.3 million copies. Okay, 14.3 million copies.
They'll do that easy.
And honestly, I do think that's achievable. Now, if instead they did, and I'm just
Well, remember, $70 is not full profit. So what I did was I put it at $50 because if they sell it at 70, they give like 25% to the retailers. So it leaves them about $55 to $50 in profit. Well, that's what they get off of each game sold. That's the money they get back from it.
well, I was just saying if they want the money back, and
Yeah.
that's just the
Not-
$1 billion. Yeah.
20 million copies at $50 is what they would need to sell. So 20 million copies. I think they're definitely going to hit that number. If you think Black Myth Wukong last year did 20 million, and that's not GTA's historic franchise.
That's true, but with the economy as it is, we need to figure out what is coming out around that time, especially in the fact that America is going to be a year in Trump's tariffs, Trump administration. Just I don't even need to go with Trump administration, just with the global economy and with the government we have right now. Okay. We'll be a year in. There a lot of things can change. A lot of things already changed, and we're not even a year in. Imagine a year from now. So I don't know what the pricing is going to be, but I do know that whatever they're thinking now, might not even be the final price. So I'm pretty sure even Rockstar doesn't even know the price of their game right now.
Probably not. They probably had an idea if they were going to release it this year, but guess not.
Yeah.
Next year. But that should be interesting. But
all right.
other than that, really all I got, man.
Yeah, we did run long.
Interested in seeing it.
Does anyone have any final things to say?
No, I want to see Rockstar stand against the industry. Make it $70.
All right. That's it from us. Make sure you leave a like and comment down below. And your thoughts on the new GTA 6 trailers, game release date. More importantly, your thoughts on Bonnie and Clyde. Because not a lot of people know that story, apparently. And that's very sad. Very sad. The greatest criminals in America. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time.